welcome to Long Iron Wednesday. This is Laura Lynn of the Mom and Pop Quilt Shop. We are working on one of my quilts today. Well, it's one for the quilt shop. So I have paisley, purple, and pink on the back side, and I've done it up in purple, white, blacks, and white and gray. And I think it was the bird flu. I honestly can't remember what the pattern was. I showed somebody the other day on the other video. Anyways, it's there. I'll get it for you. So I've already preset a bunch of blocks to stitch out into these sections. So I only have 2 more here to do, and then just some free motion going down. So I'll do that first, and then we'll put the channel locks on and finish up the quilt. So everything else is done. All the border, most of the sashing. I've got it on my blue light right now, so that's why it looks a little, kind of shiny. I'm just working my way back and forth. That's what I'm doing through this. It's only a 1-inch sash, so I didn't want to do anything too crazy like swirls of leaves or whatever. So I thought just go back and forth, nice and easy, switching it down, add that still the flowy movement that we have from the blocks with the featherish. Keep going. Fill it in. It was nice. 2 of my quilts hung in the Orangeville Quilt Show this last weekend. It was very exciting. Alright, so there's that one. I'm leaving the squares, just the purple squares, as the squares themselves. So I just need to roll this just a smidgy here so I can get to the bottom one. Let's see what I need. Just loose. Add up just a couple. Right? That should give me access to the bottom. That's what I need. Perfect. And off we go to the second band. This is it. I think I've done them all. Okay. Like I said, back and forth. Try to be consistent. Don't be too wavy. If you want them really straight, then when you're doing matchsticks, you're just kind of doing, I don't know, baguettes, sausage rolls. Now I've done a different block on each row. So the top row was 1 block, second row was another block, then the third was the same as the first row, and then of course this last row here will be the same as the second row. Okay. Just working away. Very long at all. Just come in the corner, stop. Do locking stitches. Bobbin to the top, snip and go. Okay, so now I need to put it back on my belts so Walt can finish up those last 2 blocks. So there's my one. Tighten it up. And the other one. It's right under. I've done it a few times or have it by feel. Okay, so now that it's locked in there, I need to set the blocks up into these 2 little positions right here. So let's go back over. Oops, let's stop this here. And we will, is that the one we're working on? Yes, it is. Okay, so we're here. So we want to put Mr. Walt's head pretty much right in the center of this block. Okay, and I put his little needle head down just to get a better idea of where I want to position the next stitch block for this. Okay, so I'm just going to line it up, and then I'm going to double check that it goes within the parameters or the area that I need it. Okay, so I'm going to come down to this point corner here, making sure the feather comes down to there, up to this point here, making sure it comes to where I want it to there. Actually, it looks like it's coming up just a little bit. And looks like side to side is just fine. I need to just come up with the pattern just a little bit, like I'm maybe even like a 1/4 of an inch. So be very gentle with your tweaking of your mouse. And then just go back. Make sure you have it where you want it. And it's going to stitch out in the area that you want it to and not go beyond. And that's perfectly good to go. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and quilt it. Perfect. Make sure you hold those two threads as they come up, because I'm going to have to get bunched up underneath and it's a mess. Okay. And then put your little pile. Awesome. That won't take very long for these two to stitch out. What I could do is while I'm stitching this one, I can kind of somewhat align the second one up. Oh no, I can't. I forgot. You can't work on this one. It's working itself. Note to software creators. Hey, alter that a little bit. Some of us like to utilize our time the best we can. For a second there, I chose the wrong block for it to stitch out in. You're like, two little odd ones in the corner. That's okay. In the magazine that it was in, one of the top blocks here was actually switched. So I don't know whether it was on purpose or not, but it took me a second. I'm like, something seems a little odd with that quilt. What's going on with it? And I realized that's what it was. Not all the blocks, these whites and blacks were all lining up. Fuzzies are food. I don't know. One or the other. So I'm using just super white glide thread in the bobbin and the top. That's why I like it with the black light, so you can really see that thread pop when you're working on the white fabric and the shades of white. To making sure you're stitching in the right area. Plus, it looks really cool. Kind of like disco night, the quilt shop. Down, down, get a globe, some lava lamps. I mean, we have enough space. If we move walk into the center, we can like roller skate around them. Yeah. It's getting there. So I made a few for the quilt shop. There's one right there. I need to still stitch up. I'm doing some firefighter jackets. So that's there. That's still to go on the long arm. I've got some really cool background fabric for it, or backing fabric for it. It's right here. Is that awesome? Love it. Can't wait to use it. So that'll be probably the next one that gets stitched up. So will most likely be next week's long on Wednesday. And I didn't decide how I want to do those blocks. I don't know. I want it kind of masculine. Should I just put like a maple leaf all over it or something? We'll see. We'll see what comes to mind. Or if you have suggestions, I'm listening. Alright, that's one block. We got one more to do. And we are done. Pretty cool. We're working on this for a few days, so I've had costumes to do in the meantime. Alright, so let's move this down there. That's approximately, just line her up. It's a 12-inch square, so I try to sort of go like 6 inches, that sort of thing, close to thereof. Okay. That looks like it's just a smidge off. Let me move that. I'm just taking the whole little block pattern and moving it onto my little crosshairs. So that's where I know it is pretty much center in the block. And then I go over to the points, because I don't want those feathers that I wanted stitching out to go past these points. Okay. We are good to go. All right, so let's, it was doing it all on its own. Okay, make sure you hold those stitches. I mean the threads, sorry, not the stitches. The threads. There we go. Now that one's going to stitch up. So I've done a simply feathered edge to edge and border corner for the borders here. And of course I did the sashing just because it was 1 inch, and there's no guarantee you're going to get a straight 1 inch. Like if you're going to put something in the system and get it straight, you know, it's a little wonky on either side, you know. It's fabric, it stretches. So I demoed it. I saw so many beautiful, beautiful quilts on the weekend at the quilt show. Just trying to figure out where the picture what it was for it. Could have showed you. It was in the Orangeville Fairgrounds, and a big huge turnout, which was very nice. I did my volunteer time at my Quilts of Valor booth and helped with a bunch of other stuff around. Kind of cute. I've never been to a quilt show like that before. I've been to a quilt show, but it was in several little churches along the town. I think it was Elmira or Elora or something like that. And so there was like a little tea room. You know, it had tea and snacks. It was really cool. Quite a few vendors. I picked up some fat quarters. It was 10 for $20, so $2 a fat quarter was, to me, seems like a great deal. And I had one of my little co-buddies to help choose them out with me, so that was really cool. I'll have to maybe make her something. I don't know. They're pretty colors. They don't all match, but they will match some together. Like there's a little bit of pink in there. That'll go. So maybe the blues can stick together. Yellow there. I feel like I'm dealing deck of cards. There you go. But it's nice to get a couple of chunks and then you just work from that, you know? You don't have to, you know, from one of those chunks you can make yourself a doggy bandana. Your dog bandana, you know what I mean? Like, look at that. That's a huge chunk. There. Da-da-da. A Halloween costume. There you go. See? Easy peasy. Just a many ideas. Take it into a bag. Pack your lunch in there. Put it on a stick. I knew I need to work more on this and not have ball work so much because then I just get silly. Hopefully you've been watching Weekend Project. We've been working on a Christmas quilt. I think it's block 6 coming up. I'm going to do a snowman paper piece. That's the idea so far. I found one pattern. Seems a little complicated, but you know, we'll get her done. There's a few other ones I was looking at, like a present, Santa, maybe a big stocking. If you have any ideas, we have 6 more blocks to go. Free patterns preferred, please. If you've designed one, like awesome. Because we have one already custom designed in the quilt already. And that, my dear crafty folks, is this beautiful quilt. So in it was 78 by 67, I think it was. So we'll just find my little pin cushion wherever it went. This is my favorite part. It's taking it all off. I mean the quilt off the long arm. I don't get stabbed by those pins. They really hurt. Which my mom's thinking, I recognize those pins. She managed to flower shop majority of my life, so my younger life anyways. My adolescent life. I used to always play with the hot glue gun pan. You know, because I would put all the dry flowered arrangements together with this hot glue and play with it and then burn myself. And you know, it's my own fault. But it was so fun to play with. Didn't matter, it hurt. Oops, I just dropped one. Where did it go? Don't go anywhere. There we go. Because those really hurt to step on. The cat's been playing with my container the other day and really irked me. Had them all over the place. Alright, so release the top. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Right. There, isn't that beautiful? Love it. Alright, and the other side up. Favorite part about making quilts is getting them finished. Then hopefully it'll hang in the shop for not too long. Somebody will snap it up for their little munchkin for Christmas or birthday. I'm going to make a few. I'm going to make a blue, a green, a red and white. I got this red, gray, and red, gray, and white kind of back behind me, but I'm going to make just a red and white, like a traditional red and white quilt. So maybe just with pinwheels or something. Super simple. But yeah, very Christmassy if need be. All right, we are almost there. All right. There we go. Do-do-do. There. Is that awesome? Nice and big. Definitely cover a single bed, maybe even a twin. There you go. If you're interested, let me know. We could chat. You could purchase. We could all buy some more fabric and make some more quilts at the quilt shop. So thanks for joining me for Long on Wednesday. I really appreciate your help and your assistance and keeping tuned and subscribing and liking and all that sort of fun stuff, because it keeps me going, right? So I appreciate it. So thanks for watching, and tune into Weekend Projects. We'll see you later. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.